Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we will be looking at Greyville, the 20th of July. We're now a few days away from July. Before I start doing the preview of the races, I just want to point out a few things to you. We want to welcome our sponsor that we got on board. It's a company with the name of VYVO. And if you want to know more about VYVO, I will put the link in the description section telling you more about VYVO. Then I want to remind you to press the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can get notifications from when we post our daily video. Yeah, we're also going social media now. We've got a Twitter now account, which is Outsider Genie at Genie Outsider. Our Instagram is Outsider Genie, and in our WhatsApp, our number is 083-585-5133. I don't know if you know that, but I do put in a lot of time into producing these selections and videos, and it is also nice when you get some feedback of people. I found this in my comment section. I would like to share it with you. I just wanted to let you know your tips are really good. You are very talented. I only discovered you 3 days ago. I just bet for fun and decided to follow your tips yesterday, and I caught a quartet in race 6. I won 2,000 Rand. So that makes it worth our while spending time working on the selections so that you as the punter can be able to collect nice dividends. Now, I just want to talk about this. Are you tired of being broke? Now, I know as a punter, you're always broke. There's always something that you have to play, or sometimes you're in a spot of bother, and instead of paying an account or something, you think, hey, I'm just going to use this money quickly, make a bit of profit, and I'll pay the account, and then things go wrong. I know all about it. Been there, got T-shirt, waiting for a certificate. Now, I cannot make a living out of Outsider Genie at this stage. It's not possible. So I do have a little business that I'm also doing, and which I would like to share with you. If you're interested, you can WhatsApp me on 0872-294-1688. Don't worry, there's no startup cost required, so send me a WhatsApp should you be interested. Then what Outsider Genie does is we provide you with outsiders so that you can take these outsiders and put them in whatever play you are. I'm not a tipster. I don't give myself out as a tipster. What I am, I'm a form analyzer. I have got experience in finding outsiders. I've been studying the computer form since I was 13 years old. I'm turning 60 one of these days, and I've been studying the computer form, so I know what to look for in terms of finding outsiders. So I give you a race-by-race selection, outright winner, and 2 possible outsider selections. I give you value bets to play each way, normally 6-1. I give you best bets of the day. I don't give you odds on. Odds on, you can find yourself, but I give you best bets with decent value, sometimes as high as 6-1, which one. At Greyville on Sunday, I gave a best bet. When I gave the best bet, it was like 7-2. It jumped at 5-2, but when I gave it, it was still 7-2. I will show it to you now, and it did win. I also give you suggested trifectas and quartets. Sometimes our quartets pay handsomely. The other day, I tipped 3 quartets in a row. Now, you can always take my quartets and I played for 10 or 20% because I normally give a box trifecta for 360 Rand. And I know not all the people can play that. I also give you affordable PAs, which is normally between 48 and 96. And I have had some nice wins on PAs, and the same goes for the pick 6. I don't normally give a pick 6 higher as 150 Rand for 1%. So you can then take that big pick 6, you can add your numbers with my numbers, play a bigger perm, or look at my outsiders, add them into your play. whatever you want to do and what suits you, that is fine. Now, the July is 1 week away, and we're all always looking forward to the Durban July. Everybody has got their own fancies. I do offer two options for the Durban July. I offer you, as if you subscribe now for 350 Rand, you will share in a Vodacom Durban July special, and you will have a subscription until the end of July. Of the 350, 100 Rand will go towards Pick 6, a PA, and a jackpot that we're going to play on the day. And everybody who goes in on that will then share. If we should win money, then we will share it. You can also take option 2, where you can get all the selections and previews for Vodacom Durban July for 150 Rand, but that's just on the day. That excludes sharing in that Pick 6, PA, and jackpot that we're going to play. But if you want to pay the 150 plus, say, extra 100 Rand or extra 200 Rand, you can do that, and then I can include that into the pool, and you will share in the pool according to pro rata what you've put into the pool. Pierre Strydom has agreed to give us Outsider Genie selections, a race-by-race preview of the day's races. Now, I don't normally phone jockeys and trainers and everybody, but I've got big respect for Pierre Strydom. He is also a foreman analyzer, and he has given some good selections in the past. So he agreed to give us a preview, and I'm hoping I will let you know soon when, but it will be like in the week, so that you get time to listen to it and work through the selections. I'm going to do a video which is going to be on races 1 to 3, and then race number 10, because there's only 10 races on the day. Normally 12 races, but because of the time constraint, because of the virus, it's only going to be 10 races. But on the Pick 6 races, what I'm going to do on that, and that will only be available to subscribers on the Pick 6 races, I'm going to do a video, an individual video on each race. So I'll have a video for race 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. So, and then as a subscriber to the service, you will then have access to that video. And I'm also going to post it during the week so that you can have time to look at that and make your decisions. All right, so I just want to show you, if you subscribe to my selections, this is the form that you will receive, where you will have all the information there, the selections, my Pick 6, PA, my quartet and trifecta selections, and also my value bets and so on. I just want to mention, if you go to my channel, but I'll put a link in the section below, I have a video how to utilize my selections. You will find it in the comment box. You can just click on it, and that video will tell you how to use my selections. All right, so then now let's go to our next section. And this is where we have a look at the previous day's racing and what happened with our selections. Now, race 1 and 2, I never tip, because that is was juveniles, and I always say, caution, don't play juveniles. Yes, sometimes the juveniles, the favorites win, but often than not, you'll end up playing a favorite and gets beaten by an outsider. So we had a bit of a mixed day. As I said in my preview, when I did my video, I told the guys, I said, listen, this is a difficult card, be careful, don't go big. And that is what happened exactly like that. But even with that, we managed to find a few winners. When I did my preview, I told you that at Altissima, I think is a very good, has got a very good chance. And this horse jumped at 7-2, and that was one of my outright selections that won on the day, and it won quite handsomely. Then another horse that I gave you was in race 4, race 5. My outsider selection here was number 1, the Appeal. And I also said that horse can improve, and I'm expecting it to improve, and that horse duly won at 20-1. So I gave you Outsider Genie gave you a 20-1 winner today. Then a few bombs dropped, and that was the cause that the Pick 6 is paying over 1 million Rand carried over. So I just want to take you to this race. Yeah, some of our horses did finish in the placings, but the race that I want to take you now is race number 9, where we tipped Caliante. Caliante was 19-2, was one of our outsider selections. Then I wanted to take you to race number 9. When I saw this race, I immediately knew which horse was going to be my best bet of the day, and that was number 1, Christopher Robin. I had no hesitation in selecting this as the best bet of the day. When I gave you the selection yesterday, the horse was still 7-2. It was duly backed into 5-2 and jumped as on the favorite. But if you got in early, you would have gotten a nice 3.5 best bet of the day, 3.5 to 1, 7-2, and it's not everybody that will give you that kind of a best bet of the day. So that is then that, and let's now go and have a look at the racing at Greyville for 20 July. Now, as I said before, the first race is a juvenile, so I'm not going to tip on the juvenile race. So I'm going to start my selections at race number 2. So let's just scroll down to race number 2. Now, guys, again, I want to issue with a warning. This race card is now replacing the racing that should have been taken place in Kimberley. Now, I don't know if you know that, but a lot of the Kimberley trainers have moved to Durban, Durban, and some of them are stationed at Arlington, and some of them are stationed at Scottsville. So they have a number of runners running today, which unfortunately we do not have form. And I expect, and I wish I could tell you where there's gonna be upsets with a ex-Kimberley trainer winning a race or placing, or horses get placed at long shots. So if you want to take your chances on this card today, good luck. But I'm telling you, finding winners on this card is going to be extremely difficult. So my advice to you would have been rather just stay around. But now I'll do the form for you, and I'll give you the numbers for those people who wants to back. And yeah, maybe we strike it rich. In the past, I didn't like to tip Kimberley, and then I did tip Kimberley, and actually I tipped quite a few winners in Kimberley. So yeah, just keep in mind that they're racing on the poly track, and in Kimberley there was on the sand track, so it's not quite the same services. But I have seen that horses that ran on the poly track at Greyville, when they come to Kimberley, a lot of them performed well on the sand. So I'm expecting the same to be vice versa, that a lot of the Kimberley horses will do well on the sand. But the problem is we do not know which ones it's going to be. But let's look at the betting first. In the first race, number 11, a first timer, 14-10, 5-2, King's Kiss Tune, Flying Thunder, 15-2, Angry Bird, 15-2, Idemo, 10-1, 16-1, Noble Novia, and Miss Paloma, 20-1, and betted the rest. So let's now move down to race number 2, where the betting is Red Rock Canyon, Anton Marcus, 15-20, McAllen, 6-1, Ford Mercury, 13-2, Chief Officer, 15-2, 1,000 Junes, 12-1, Bright Sunshine, 14-1, Guitar King, 14-1, Future Royale, 53-1, 53-1, Gloucestershire, and 16-1, and betted the rest. So let's look at the form in race number 2, which is a maiden plate over 1,200 meters. And here I think that in this race there's a lot of 2-year-olds that's as having their first race, but I do think that for favorite Red Rock Canyon, I think will come home. It has shown good form, and you will find that this time of the year where the 3-year-olds run against the 2-year-olds, the 3-year-olds, if you will, out of 7 out of 10 times, will have the edge on the 2-year-old, except if they are a 2-year-old with lots of ability that can and beat the older horse. But if you've got a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old of the same ability, the 3-year-old or 4-year-old will most probably win. I just want to draw your attention to something that, if you don't know that, but in racing we work on a weight for age scale. So in a weight for age scale, the 2-year-olds are supposed to carry 7.5 kilograms less than the 3-year-olds. Okay, and the 3-year-olds are supposed to carry a half a kilogram less than a 4-year-old. So if the horse is a 4-year-old, then the 2-year-old must carry 8 kilograms less. And if it runs against a 4-year-old, if it runs against a 3-year-old, it's supposed to carry 7.5 kilograms less. But now you'll see the 2-year-old's carrying 57 and the 3-year-old's carrying 60. So there's only 3 kilograms difference. And that is why if you get a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old with the same ability, most probably the 3-year-old will win the race. So in this instance, we have number 5, and I do think Red Rock has run some decent races in the Cape, and then ran a very good race last time behind a joint effort. And unfortunately, I think no, it went to the front, or maybe I don't know, it needed to run, but it got outrun at the end by joint effort. But I expect this horse to go one better today. Then let's have a look quickly at some other horses. I want to try and make this not too long, because people are saying sometimes I'm taking too long with these things. Now here we've got number 9, Chief Officer. Now number 9 Chief Officer is trained by Cliffy Miller. Now Cliffy Miller used to be a Kimberley trainer, but this horse never ran in Kimberley. He took it over recently. It's getting -2.5. It's also a 3-year-old by Captain of All by Fanatic Daymare. It has run numerous prices, and this one can give the favorite maybe a run for its money. And then another horse I want to look at is number 12. Now number 12, Gloucestershire. If you look here, this horse has finished 400 finish under 24 seconds now. It says slow, no show, no free. But it's getting -2.5, and it's also a 3-year-old, and I expect this horse to improve. Put this horse in the back end of your quartets. I think he's currently in the betting like 53-1. So if this horse run into the quartets and you receive the big payout, you'll be standing in the payout queue laughing and counting your money and thanking Outsider Genie. But I just want to quickly show to you, I mean, there's some Martinez Prince Louis, also an ex-Kimberley, Lost Monarch, Montana Sky. Yeah, so definitely, I think today what you can do, maybe a good policy today is to maybe include, if you play quartets, multiple quartets, and maybe start putting those Kimberley horses in the back ends of the quartet. That meaning that's putting it in for 3rd and 4th places. Here we have McCallan also in with a chant, Alliston Wright stable. I see it looks like she's got 1 or 2 runners in this race. Has also run well on the, but the best on the poly has only been in 3rd place. So, keep your eye out for this one. Can be a bit of an improver. Lyle Hewitson brings another link to horse's ability. Something that struck me was this horse here, number 7, Future Royale. It's not often that you see a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old making his debut in racing. So this can be anything, because, I mean, why would you keep a horse like this for so long? Surely it must have shown, I mean, it must have shown some ability, but yeah, just keep your eye out for that one, but not for me today. Then we move on to race number 4. And race number 4, sorry, it's race number 3. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So here we have Class D, 1,200 meters. It's for a fillies and mares, handicap 70. So let's have the betting on race 3. There's only 8 races for the day, so I just want to mention that. Here we have Marquette 5-2, 28-10 Color of Light, 15-2 Popova, 15-2 Path to Glory, 72 King's Kiss Crusade, Round the Hood 10-1, Flashy Katrina 10-1, Cersei 16-1, 16-1 Kick Butt, and 16-1 Al-Ruhani, and 20-1 and longer the rest. So let's have a look at this race. Again, in this race, I'm going to go with the favorite, number 5. Of course, to my mind, it has got the best form in the race. Maquette, it won well last time out. Guys, sorry about, it's just a problem scrolling up and down of this PDF. It beat the Caesar Crusade over the poly 1200 meters. So look at the course and distance: 5 runs, 2 wins, a second and a third. It is suited to the going. And I do expect it to go in. It has run against some decent swords before. Spring Breeze is not a slouch. Lady Legend has had her first stage of one of, it's also not a bad horse. Open Sea, also not a bad horse. So I expect number 5 to go in again. Some other horses that we can look at here that can trouble our first selection is number 1, King's Kids Crusade. Now we look at this class 65. This horse has competed in the higher classes. If you look here against Ginger Biscuit, I think Ginger Biscuit must be about 200 years old now. Has won a lot of races. I think Ginger Biscuit has won 7 or 8 races. It's straight by the Lance, and it's one of those horses that someone starts nominating itself every day for a race. So yeah, but it has run again well against Marizan, not a bad horse. Sarabi, not a bad horse. So last time ran in a bit of a higher division, but although on the turf, has had a few runs on the poly, and I do expect a good run from number 1. Then we look at another horse that we're going to have a look at is, if we look at Popova ran recently over longer distances, now back over the 1200 meters. I don't know if they've got a plan of this horse, I don't know, but yeah, I don't think that horse will win today over this distance. We go down to number 7, Flashy Katrina. Now, as I said before, I just want to quickly tell you the story. Elmick Dam stood on the farm that I owned. Unfortunately, I had to sell the farm, and it was bought by Roy Moodley. But Elmick Dam was acquired by my good friend, the late Lenny Taylor, and he has thrown some nice foals. This one did show a bit of ability, and then went after the break, came back, and it won at 28-1. It won so well that I expected to run a decent race again. So watch out for this one, Flashy Katrina, currently in the betting at, where is it now? Flashy Katrina at 10-1. So that might, even if it doesn't win it, might run a place again. Then we have number 9, Path to Glory. Has been running over a little bit further, but against this class can place. And there's a few other horses. Then here's this horse, 11, Kick Butt. Kick Butt won quite a number of races on the sand over this type of distances, up to 69 meters. And Lyle Hewitson riding back end, draw 11. This might be a nice horse to include in the back end of your quartets, Kick Butt. Yeah, it is owned by Mr. Alan Rapp. Stephen Moffat trains for him. So this is also now placed here, and I think that might be able to run a place in the back end of your quartets. Then also, I just want to mention, I had a look at Mystery Trip. Mystery Trip is still a maiden, and I don't like maidens, but seeing this a handicap, it can probably run a bit of a place, so keep open. It has shown a bit of form here and there, but it's still a maiden, so maybe put in the back end of your quartets. The number, just something else I wanted to show you. Color of Light. Color of Light is an exchange Sean Terry horse. It was now sold, I believe. I think Miss Vanessa Williams is going to breed with this. It's a 7 Rock. She won 3 races, but she won 3 races in a quick succession, and then she never trained on. But she had the abilities, but and she ran against some decent sorts. If you look at it, ability 81, 79, 75. But this horse never trained on until Marcus has got it right. Maybe the change of scenery and stables can improve the horse. So definitely the horse not to leave out. It is second favorite, so maybe it start running against the ability before she goes. I would probably think that might be a one of one of her last races, because the breeding season starts at the end of July. So that is then race 4. Let's now move to race number right, that was race 3. We now move to race number 4, which is a merit rating 84 handicap. That's the highest race for the day. It's a Class C, average merit rating 80 at a 1200 meters. So let's quickly have a look at the betting here. Betting is number 1 Star Vega 53 to 10, Good Rhythm 9 to 2, Transonic 5 to 1, Happy Wanderer 8 to 1, Immortal 8 to 1, Baron Rooney 10 to 1, Phil Sprower 10 to 1, Quattro 5 6 14 to 1, Adriano Spinner 14 to 1, Ground Control 16, and Our Moon Shadow 16 to 1, Rainbow Unicorn 20. So let's have a look at this field. Yeah, there's quite a lot of horses here that's down in class, and it's impossible for me. I can't discuss all the horses, so I'm just going to look at a few horses that I think might have a chance. The first one that I'm going to look at is number 10, Good Rhythm. It's now of course, and it used to be of Dean Kannemeyer. Now this horse has run against some very strong competition. If you look there, Ultra Magnus, a good horse, Goliath Heron, good horse. Gigi's Dynasty, any horse that runs 5.2 lengths to Gigi's Dynasty, I mean, that is a top horse. Ishana ran on Sunday at Greyville, also a strong field. Last time out she ran, this horse just got beaten by Bobscar at 16 to 1, and I really expect this horse today to run a forward race, and it certainly can win this race. Unfortunately, it is carrying 63 kilograms. So, and then another horse that I want to look at is number 7 here, Happy Wanderer. It's a Parfork gelding by Parfork. It has only had 7 runs, but already has got 2 wins and a few places. So has only been unplaced twice. Sorry, but this horse looks like a horse that can train on. It comes from Kenilworth, where it was trained by Michael Robinson, now trained by Lola Crawford. If this horse takes to the sand, it's also going to be a horse, because you looked there last time behind Cam David, it finished second fastest to 424.5. Before that, 24.2 second fastest. Before that, when it won its maiden, 24.1 fastest 400. And normally horses that runs on the sand, they can run on from behind, do well, and it's not badly drawn. So definitely a horse that you need to bring into your play. Let's quickly have a look. What's the betting on number 7? 8 to 1. Then other horses I want to look at is number 3, Ground Control. Yeah, I think there's a song that goes Ground Control to whatever. But yeah, this also comes from Cape Town. But what catches me on this horse is the breeding. I know that Pan Am May has thrown quite a few good foals. She's by Jetmaster, and this is a VAR out of a Jetmaster mare. They paid 400,000 Rand for this horse, so it must have been a looker. I'm not sure whether this horse will be able to recoup that money, but now comes from Cape Town with Vaughan Marshall. Has run against a much stronger Fabian. They ran in that $500,000 race. Then behind Celtic Voyager in a much higher class than its than it's running now. And I think that this horse can surprise and come up. And currently in the betting, it is 16-1, not a horse to leave out of your calculations. Now, another horse I want to touch on is number 2, Baron Rooney. It's also now with Cliffy Miller, the ex-Kimberley trainer. It used to be with Jeff Woodruff. Lyle Lewison again, nicely drawn at 2. Did run some fair races at Turfontein for Jeff Woodruff, and then went to Kimberley when it ran against All of Me, which is quite a nice horse. And then it ran in the future where it was beaten by Viascara. Now, Baron Rooney, now current in the betting, 10-1. Do not leave your horse out of this play. Cliffy Miller is a very good trainer in his own right, and do not underestimate him. Here's the favorite, number 1, Star Vega. Sean Veal, drawn 1. Yeah, has run against some fair sorts. Liquid Irish won again on Sunday at Greyville. So definitely a worthy favorite, but has run over a little bit further. Now back to the 1200 meters, but can be involved in the finish, also not to be left out. So that is then race 4 that I've touched on. And then before I move to race 5, you know, somebody has to pay the bills. And as I said before, we have got this new sponsor. And I just want to touch on that quickly. VYVO is a company that is in the artificial intelligence business, and they are inviting you to take up the opportunity where you can be the owner of your own global artificial intelligence business. Artificial intelligence is making the future of virtually every industry, and every human being is impacting the future. Healthcare and wellness are the fields where AI is going to have the biggest impact. VYVO now offers you a business opportunity where you don't have to pay any upfront fees. A very exciting concept being launched, first of its kind, not seen in South Africa before. VYVO are now in a pre-launch stage in South Africa and need persons to assist with pre-launch and be trained as team leaders in order to assist in building and training teams for the launch phase. The opportunity is the fastest growing in markets worldwide, great products with real market demand, customer referral program, and free to join, a lucrative compensation plan, and the most exciting instant business. So for more information, you can WhatsApp 061-231-0193 with the word VYVO business opportunity. So guys, we ask you to please, if you are maybe one of the people that's got retrenched, or you know, maybe you need more money to play your horses, or you know, whatever reason you need extra income from, please look at this opportunity. There's no sign-up fees. So now let's get back to the business on hand, and let's look at number 5, the betting first. Let's look at the betting first. Race 5. Here we have also another large field. We got a large fields today at Greyville, and it's going to be difficult finding winners, as I said before. So here we have number 2, What a Thrill, 33-10, 7-2, Divine Use, Arrows Mark 5-1, 6-1, Storm Ruler, Everdeen 9-1, Sea Sponge 9-1, Gravitation 10-1, Mifos 13-1, 16-1, Jet Lignite, 16-1, Al Jackman, Town Flower 75, and Time Master 75-1. So let's have a look at the race. Here we have a Class D, merit rating 64. I just want to quickly explain for the people who might be looking at my video for the first time. I keep on talking about this Class D and average merit rating. That average merit rating is the average merit rating of the horses in this race. So now you take that and you compare that against the average merit rating of the horses that this horse has run before. And sorry guys, I really apologize. I'm trying my best, but this damn PDF doesn't want to work with me tonight again. Today again, sorry. So here you look at the average rating of the horses that he ran against, 62, 69, 69, 64. So you always try and find, one of the ways to find winners is to find horses that has competed against stronger horses. Okay, so let us look here at race 5. I've got a few horses I want to touch on. The first horse I want to look at is number 11, Storm Ruler. It's a Savannah out of a Mufti mare. Now, guys, I can tell you, I know this mare, Lara Pinta. She's thrown quite a number of winners. Unfortunately, this horse, the last time it won was 610 days ago. But maybe today will be his lucky day. But you can see these horses had long breaks. There it was in December 2018 and in January, February. And then he only came out again in November. So this horse might have had problems. Lyle Hewitson on board, unfortunately drawn a little bit wide on 11, but he's at 2,000 meters, so he can make it up. Now, if you have a look, this horse has run in higher divisions. Today it's running in a class 64. There it's on 73, a 68. So I expect this horse to run a forward race today and be involved in the finish. Another horse that I want to look at is number 9, Sea Sponge. Sea Sponge. Now, Sea Sponge is also Alison Wright. It looks to me like Alison Wright has got quite a number of runners today on this card. So maybe that's the trainer to keep an eye on. This horse has also run against some stronger competition. Also 473 since last day. But this horse always runs a play, in the placings or close to the top. I do believe that one of these days, this horse's luck is going to change and is going to find a winning enclosure. So definitely a horse to look out for. Then got another horse I want to look at here quickly. And this is number 5, Jet Lit Knight. Jet Lit Knight's a Captain L out of a Jet Master. What a breeding. They paid also 400,000 for this horse. But unfortunately, I'm not sure whether this horse will be able to recoup that amount, but that's not for me to determine that. That horse took a while to win its maiden, and last time out it ran in a much higher class behind Before Noon, and that was in Scottsville. But this horse has only run once on the poly, but on the breeding side, it shouldn't be a problem with the poly. And -2.5, I'm expecting this Jet Lit Knight to run a really decent race. Then, yeah, Everdeen also, has a chance. Won at Fairview Poly and then went to Greyville Poly, we also won nicely, beating Royce Novas. And last time out, did run a decent race, but definitely not a certainty, but a horse that you can include in your play. Then the favorite is number 2, What a Thrill, now with the Grant Cotson stable. Warren Kennedy ride, race 2, definitely a danger, has been running well these last few starts, and definitely keep an eye on for this one. This What a Thrill ran some nice races and then won a maiden over 1,400 meters. Now going 2,000, has gone 2,000 before, ran second to Joy Machia, so no stranger to the distance. So yeah, and then again in this field, there is a few of this ex-Kimberley horses. Town Flyer won a few horses. It doesn't show here in Kimberley at long odds. That's why I think it won 2 or 3 races in Kimberley. Now back in Natal, you'll have to wait and see how it does. And then also number 7, Al Jackman, is also a horse. It's always dead and thereabouts. Can run into the placing, do include. Number 8, Time Master, is also an ex-Kimberley horse. Has run quite a number of races at Kimberley. Last time it won over 2,200. So definitely distance suited. Yeah, but I think we will have to wait for these horses to run so we can determine their form. So that then concludes race number 5. Then we go to race number 6, which is a soccer Felix Mare 67, Class D, merit rating 63 over 1,800 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting, race number 6, Santa Victoria 22 to 10, Crimea 92, Sandancer 11-2, Anika the Angel 13-2, Masters Beauty 15-2, Baciano 17-2, 12-1, Such a Rush at 14-1, and Better the Field. In this race, we have a Class D, merit rating 63, 1800 meters. Number one, I really give number one a nice chance. It's running consistently close to the winner, and definitely from this draw with Mr. Dillon on board, do have a chance. This horse also came from PE, and then in September it won a race here, as well as has won 5 races, so can't be a donkey. And always finish close, but don't always make it to the winnings enclosure. But last time, after the race, ran on fastest 400 to finish, so definitely a horse that you must include into your play. Then number 2, Santa Victoria, also moved from Fearon to Glen Cotson. Marcus Riding has also shown a nice runs. Has been actually running over further, now putting it over the 1600 meters. Last time over the 1600 meters run well. Now it's running over the 1800 meters. I'm not sure if it will still need further, but of Anton Marcus is always a factor and can definitely be involved in the finish. Then I want to move down a little bit. I want to have a look at number 6, Crimea. This is Ideal World out of Strike Smartly by Coup de Russie. Coup de Russie has also produced quite a number of winners. This horse came originally from Cape Town and has had 5 runs on the poly, where it's won 1 race and 1 second and 3 fourths. So it's always been in the money on the poly. Now, those horses run against some decent opposition, and when one is maiden over 2000 was running on nicely, sustained finish, but although in a little bit of a slow time. But I've got a feeling that today that this horse is really going to put it together. Keegan DeMello, he rode a winner at Greyville on Sunday, and I expecting this horse to be a big runner in this race, and I would think hard to beat. Currently the second favorite. I also want to look at another horse for you, which is number 9, Little Audrey. Now, Little Audrey is one of those horses that came from Greyville, went to Kimberley, but never showed there, only had 1 run, and now finds her back in KwaZulu-Natal. This horse is like 53-1, but put this horse in the back end of your quartets. This horse ran 5 lengths behind Janice Sequi. Janice Sequi ran in a future at Greyville on Sunday. It ran against horses, look there, 76, 78. Now it's running in a 65. So there again, 75, 3 lengths behind Sacred Ibis. Do include in the back end of your quartets this number 9, Little Audrey. So, yeah, there's other horses with chances, but I'm going to now move on to race number 7. Race number 7. Where we have a merit rating 65, Class E, average merit rating 61 over the 1600 meters. So let's look at race number 7. The betting Grande Master 15-4, Armand 17-4, 17-4. The position, the Head Boy 15-2, Silver Sen 15-2, Orchard Street 17-2, Free Final Occasion 12-1, Puccini 14-1, and 14-1. Oh yeah, and longer the rest. This is one of the races I really battled to find a winner and get a final, to do a final selection. But let's have a look at a few of it. Here's number 1, Puccini. It's an 8-year-old, but he's still running like a 6-year-old. winning races. He won his, this horse has already had 109 races. He won 10 of them. Yeah, he's also one of those horses that someone nominated itself when nominations is due. But I mean, he's still winning at 8 year at 8 year, and good luck for the owners. This is a nice ATM. It has actually won over 740,000 rand for the owner, and that is quite nice. Number 2, Aman, is with the Dean Kannemeyer stable. Has had a few runs after the maiden. Now, last time out ran a respectable race and can improve and be involved in a finish. 22.4 second fastest to 400 meters. That is not too bad. So therefore, I think keep an eye out for this race. This was over 1,200 meters. Now back over the 1,600 meters, can be involved in the finish. Final occasion, an ex-Joburg horse, now running in Natal, has run over further, but has have a run over here and there over the 1,600 meters. But let's just see what the history is on that. Over 1,600 meters, had runs once and placed 4th. I think this horse is looking for a much longer distance. It's also very well bred. Cost 450,000 rand. Really, with respect, I don't think that horse will ever recover that amount of money, but must have been a looker to get that kind of money. Now, I want to talk to you about a horse that I think has got a very good chance winning this race. Orchard Street has run also again much stronger. There, 81 behind Carabaro. Last time out ran behind 1,000, was there and thereabouts, and here ran in a 78, 81. True Words is no slouch. This horse has won. True Words has won in Gauteng, the Vaal. It's won in Kimberley. It won a big race there twice, 2 years in a row. Then come to Natal. I mean, True Words, I mean, where the truck starts, he climbs in. And he won here at the Polytrack in a higher division. So I think Orchard Street in this race, a very big contender to win this race. Then some other horses I want to look at in number 6, Deposition. Deposition is also ex-martial horse, now with Alison Wright. As I said just now, Alison looks to me like she's got a lot of runners. This horse last time out won over the 1950, finds her now back over the 1,600 meters, which I think is still a bit short, but the horse is running well and it will pay to follow. Yeah, then again, Grand Maastre, Zaki on board, won 2 races back in this class. Run on last time, second fastest to 400 meters, second fastest to 400. So definitely in with a chance. So as I said in this race, many horses, many chances. Number 9, OA, is also of Cliffy Miller, also ex-Kimberley horse when he won. But I just want to mention that this horse has run some nice races in Gauteng, and maybe with Lyle Hudson on board, draw 9, can maybe run into the quartet in Natal. So do include in the back ends of your quartets. Yeah, so that is then that for race number 7, and we now go to the last race, which is race number 8. Before I discuss race number 8, I just want to quickly move back to our sponsors and give them some mileage. This is one of the VYVO products. It's a new VYVO watch Lite. It is, they say, it's artificial intelligence at work. This watch has got various features. It can measure a lot of things and can also send out alerts when one gets injured. It monitors a lot of your, your health functions, and that is definitely the watch that you will be wearing in the future, monitoring your health and keeping you healthy. So that is then our sponsor, VYVO. Let's move back to race number 8, where we have 1,000 meters, merit rated 65, class E 61. Let's have a look at the betting. And here the betting is also 22 to 10, Leslie Shadowliner, Sarabi 4-1, Jonathan 4-1, Burgundy Rose 17-2, Magic Shadow 10-1, Durant 10-1, Elegant General 12-1, Bravo Zulu 12-1, Gallagher 25, Belton Road 25, My Boy Jack 53-1. Guys, I just want to issue with a warning in this race. In this race, there's a lot of Kimberley horses running, and I'm sure somewhere along the line, one of them is going to run into the placings. I must say I was surprised to see that Mr. Von Willig-Smith is also indicated. I thought he might have retired there in Kimberley, but I see he's now here, situated at Scottsville. Now, for the guys who don't know this guy, this Mr. Von Willig-Smith, he's a very good trainer. He knows his horses very well. And here we've got Burnt Rock that came. It came from Fairview, where it also run under Poly 17, had a few wins and places. His horses carrying 53 minus one. It's carrying 52, drawn one. Don't leave Burnt Rock out of your quartets. That I can promise you, you might burn your fingers doing that. Then Leslie Leslie Shadowliner is the favorite. Anton Marcus again drawn two. Definitely have got the ability to win this race, but has competed again much stronger. But this horse's form is very erratic. He never seems to run two races, two good races in a row. But with Anton Marcus on board, definitely must have a good chance. Here we get to Gallagher. Gallagher won some nice races in Kimberley, and is one of those. It's run against like Sinfonico. Sinfonico ran third year in a Grade 1 the other day. Oh no, sorry, that was Sing for Rafa. But Sinfonico has also won a few races. Definitely no donkey. Elegant General was a very good horse in Kimberley, ranking up 5 races. Put into your play. Burgundy Rose, the same. Burgundy Rose has also won 5 races in Kimberley. Also been there and thereabouts. I had to run against some decent horses. Windy Flight, there again, Windy Flight. Windy Flight has even won a race at Scottsville a while ago. Also a good horse. So not a horse to leave out. Burgundy Rose won her race last time out in October. So coming from a nice race. But has run against Our Moon Shadow. Our Moon Shadow used to campaign here in Durban, and is also a very good horse in its own right. Here we have Sarabi, minus 2.5, drawn 6, and definitely in with a chance. Then the horse that I want to discuss with you is number 9, Magic Sailor. This horse is carrying 59.5, minus 2.5, and this horse comes from Cape Town, and then has had a few run in Fairview, but has run against stronger horses. Winter Assembly, Fabian. Last time, no Fred, but I am expecting a better run from it. And with the -2 carrying -2.5, can go in. Yes, also ran behind a horse called Sinfonico. Sinfonico keeps seeming to be popping up, but Sinfonico is also a good horse. Was one of 5 or 6 races, and is currently campaigning in a much higher division than running here. I just want to say, like, if you look at this with Magic Sailor, here ran behind Fabian. You put Fabian in this race, Fabian will win by 20 lengths, guaranteed, no problem. That was in a division, ability rating 94, now down to ability rating of 61, I think, yeah, 61 in this race. Definitely in with a huge chance. Then other horses that you can have a look at, My Boy Jack, also ex-Kimberley horse, has run in Fairview, where it ran a few races on the Poly, and also in Kimberley won its first race, and then also ran behind Windy Flight. You'll see Windy Flight keeps popping up here again. So definitely also a horse to put in your quartet. Then we get to Duran. Duran gets -4. This makes this horse very dangerous. -4, 57, but drawn 12. Also have been running constantly close to winners, and certainly can surprise. I just want to see what the betting is on Duran. 10-1. So we've reached the end of the card. All in all, a very difficult card. If you're going to play, good luck. I wish you good luck, because you're going to need all the luck that you're going to have to make money on this card. So thank you. And as I always say, break a leg.